Hi, this is Yaffi Lvova, registered dietitian nutritionist with Baby Bloom Nutrition, and this is Nap Time Nutrition. And I seem to have a bit of a weird lighting thing going on. Let's see. That's worse. Okay, better. The perils of being live. So today we're talking about what to feed your kid when your kid gets sick. And you could take this to be cold or a flu, or it can be diarrhea, constipation, all of the ills that plague children. Also ear infections. And I wanted to give a friend of mine a plug. A lot of this information came from a lovelettertofood.com. My new friend Sarah is an awesome food bloggy and previous nutrition student, so she is a nutritionist, but in the good way. She is someone to listen to. And she has a great blog, and she recently wrote about what to feed your kids when they're sick. And so I'm stealing a lot of information, but giving her a plug. So there's a lot you can do for prevention, but I'm going to lump prevention and during sick all together because a lot of these will help to decrease the amount of time that a sickness is going to be plaguing your family. So let's start off with probiotics, mainly because I spoke about that last week. I did a whole topic on probiotics, so you can go back and refer to that. But what I didn't mention, what I should have mentioned, is probiotic-containing foods, such as kefir. My pronunciation is off because I do the Russian pronunciation, kefir, and I know that people say kefir. However you say it, it's a probiotic food. Also, sauerkraut, kimchi, normal yogurt. These are good foods if you're actually actively trying to avoid sickness or get rid of it. You do want some kind of supplement. The food doesn't give that much of a power punch, but for normal maintenance and prevention, it's great to include fermented foods in your diet. General healthy diet, included in your general healthy diet. You want to have a lot of fruits and vitamins, or fruits and vegetables. And you can also refer back to my emergency breaking news nap time nutrition that was on Friday. A new study out from the Journal of Epidemiology recommends 10 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. And the reason for that is the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, all of those micronutrients that are so powerful in fruits and vegetables, vitamin C and zinc. And there's a lot even that we don't know about. I say this a lot, but what we knew 50 years ago, we know so much more now. So what are we going to know 50 years from now? Chances are it's going to all point to the idea that we should have a fruit and vegetable-based diet. Sorry, I heard something going on behind me. That we should have a fruit and vegetable-based diet, that foods that are natural and in their natural forms from the ground are going to be best for our systems. They benefit our digestion and boost our immunity. So specific foods that are high in zinc: peas, green beans, Brussels sprouts, avocado, and pomegranate seeds. Who doesn't love pomegranate? Pomegranate is wonderful. And it's bright. It's a really bright color, so not only does it have that zinc power punch, but it's got the antioxidants that are often reflected in those really bright colors. Ginger is an anti-inflammatory. You can make ginger tea by taking a piece of ginger that you've taken the skin off of and soaking it in some boiling water. The fun thing about ginger is that you can buy it and keep it in the freezer, and then just take it out of the freezer and skin it, grate it, make tea out of it, or put it in a recipe, whatever you want. But it keeps for, I think, 6 months. As a raw root in the freezer. You want to avoid ginger ale because most of it's fake, honestly. If you look at the ingredients, you're not really going to see a lot of ginger on it. You are going to see corn syrup. So people take ginger ale to calm their stomachs, and the truth is that ginger is known to help with tummy aches, but really only if it's real ginger. If it's fake ginger, it's not going to help at all. So you want to look at that. Also, the ginger beers that are out now and so popular actually have almost the same amount of sugar as Coca-Cola. So heads up on that. You're much better off incorporating ginger into a recipe or making a tea out of it. And if anyone has any other suggestions on how to eat ginger, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to see it. Garlic. I touched on this in the probiotics talk. Raw garlic has a lot of inulin, which is food for your gut bacteria, and it bolsters your immunity. There are probably some other reasons why eating garlic bolsters your immunity, and a lot of experts suggest eating it raw. I love it in sparlic, which is a combination of parsley, garlic, olive oil, garlic, salt, garlic, and more garlic, and it's delicious. My husband just tries to get the kids to eat whole pieces of garlic, which is kind of funny. Now they're asking for it. Echinacea is, it's got some evidence behind it. It's got minimal evidence, but it is some, which is a lot more than you can say about a lot of other natural cures, which haven't been fully researched. A lot of times these things aren't researched because someone has to pay for it, and you don't often have a single company who wants to fund research on a product that can't be marketed, can't be trademarked. So for instance, ginger can't really be trademarked, so it's difficult to find funding for those studies. However, there is some benefit that's been proven for echinacea to help ward off or shorten colds. Turmeric is a really big trend right now, but it does have some evidence behind it as far as being an anti-inflammatory agent. People are making smoothies out of it. They're incorporating it into a lot of different foods. I just put it in a lot of stuff. I just, in tuna salad or egg salad, or when I make my scrambled eggs, I just put turmeric in there. It's got a bit of an earthy flavor, but when you're using a lot of other spices or fruits and vegetables, it's really going to blend in nicely. And it's got that bright yellow color that really indicates a lot of antioxidants. Broth-based soups are well known in anecdotal stories for helping with colds, but it does actually have anti-inflammatory. Sarah mentioned in her blog that there was a study where white blood cells were put in, I think, chicken soup, and it showed that the inflammatory effects were slowed down. It's interesting because that's kind of a weird study, but anyway, it did provide some evidence that there's anti-inflammatory property to broth-based soups. And I mentioned fermented soups again, or fermented foods again. They're good for your general maintenance, and why not? As far as dairy, I saw a study a long time ago that I can't cite right now, but I could try to look for it, that certain cultures believe that if you have dairy when you have a cold, that it will help you get better faster. In other cultures, we believe that it causes mucus, which causes the cold to stay around for longer. This study proved that if you were raised to believe that dairy is beneficial, then it has a beneficial it's beneficial in your body. If you are raised to believe that dairy causes mucus and therefore prolongs colds, guess what? It does. So a lot of that was mental, and I thought that was a very interesting study that really just proved that your body is so open to suggestion as far as dairy. So as far as fermented foods, you could do yogurt, or you could do something else like sauerkraut, which is not dairy. What you do want to make sure to avoid when you're sick is sugar and processed foods. These are inflammatory, and they're going to cause your body to take longer to heal because you're basically inflicting more damage while you're trying to heal something else. So you really want to avoid sugar and processed foods, as well as alcohol. So some people say have a hot toddy, a shot of whiskey in your tea. Obviously, this one is not for the kids. This is for the adults, and not for the breastfeeding moms either. But, do with that what you will. Alcohol has dehydrating properties, and you want to make sure to stay hydrated when you're fighting a cold. As far as diarrhea, it's a common thing with kids. You want to follow the brat diet: bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. These foods are binders, and so they help you to get past that whatever's upsetting the tummy. Also probiotics. I wouldn't really recommend yogurt for this. I would really, if there's diarrhea going on, I would recommend a probiotic supplement. You can look at my website, babybloomnutrition.com. There's a button, recommended supplements, and I have some recommendations on probiotics there and where you can buy them. It's not through me, but I give directions. As far as constipation, I have heard people suggest the brat diet for constipation. The brat diet is not for everything. It is for diarrhea. It is binding foods that help to alleviate the constant having to run to the bathroom. It helps your system get back on track from diarrhea, not from constipation. For constipation, you want to avoid the brat diet. You want to do the opposite. You want to avoid bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. You want to avoid those binding foods. You want to increase liquid. You want to increase fiber and probiotics. Again, I would do a supplement. And yes, I did say probiotic supplement for both diarrhea and constipation. And the reason is that that both of those types of illnesses are indications that something is off with the gut system. And probiotics help to get you back on track. Probiotics will not cause diarrhea or constipation, which is a common it's a common belief. It's not true. Also, pear or prune juice is good for constipation, and I don't generally recommend juice because it's a source of straight sugar calories. It doesn't really have much place in the diet. But when you're treating constipation, using a little bit of pear or prune juice is appropriate. You want to use maybe 1 to 2 ounces. It's not a lot. So if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future topics, please comment below. And I do want to mention, which I should have been mentioning on my previous broadcast, that the information that I give in these naptime nutrition, it's for the masses. It's for the healthy, neurotypical individuals. If there is some kind of underlying illness that your child has, or some sensory processing disorders, if they're on the spectrum anywhere, I can help with that, but that's more of a one-on-one type of situation. Some of the information that I give could be used in those situations, but the advice is meant for children who are healthy and neurotypical. So please like me on Facebook right here at Baby Bloom Nutrition. Find my website, babybloomnutrition.com. I'm on pinterest.com/Yaffi, Yaffi, and Instagram, babybloomnutr. And I hope to see you next week for Naptime Nutrition, Tuesday, Arizona time, 1 o'clock. East Coast time is 3 p.m. and New Zealand, 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. Thanks. Bye.